nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided to the Westfield Leader, advertised on January 9th, 2014. Notification was sent to the Star Ledger and prominently posted on the Municipal Public Bulletin Board and filed in the office of the Municipal Clerk, informing the public of the time and place according to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975. I'd just like to remind everyone to make sure their cell phones and Blackberries are off, take the calls out the wall, and please refrain from text messaging and whatnot. Here it's distracting to others. Roll call, please, Ms. Ariana.
Mayor Petrocchi?
Here.
Council President Tarantino?
Here.
Councilman Martin?
Here.
Councilman Matthew?
Here.
Councilman Niersted?
Here.
Councilman Petrozelli?
Here.
And Councilman Tedisco?
Here.
Okay, may I have a motion to suspend the regular order of business to hold a public hearing on the Union County Community Development Block Grant Proposal for year 41 as advertised in the Westfield Leader on November 6th.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
Thank you. Okay. Ms. Ariana, have you received any applications or correspondence?
No, Mayor.
Is there anyone that wishes to be heard concerning the CDBG applications? If not, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
And may I have a motion to submit the applications?
I'll make a motion to submit the application plan.
Okay. Roll call, please, Ms. Ariana.
Second, so seconded.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Council President Tarantino?
Aye.
Councilman Martin?
Aye.
Councilman Matthew?
Aye.
Councilman Niersted?
Aye.
Councilman Petrozelli?
Aye.
And Councilman Tedisco?
Aye.
May I have a motion to resume the regular order of business?
So moved.
Second.
I did.
Thank you.
Okay. Minutes, please, Ms. Ariana.
Regular meeting of the Mayor and Council held on October 28, 2014. Workshop session of the Mayor and Council held on October 28, 2014. Executive session of the Mayor and Council held on October 28, 2014.
Are there any corrections or changes? May I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented, Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Ariana, communications, please.
New Jersey State League of Municipalities Mayor's Tax Advisories.
Received and filed.
Clinton and S. Pierce Scotch Plains Recycling Association.
Received and filed.
Township of Westfield Ordinances.
Received and filed.
Florida Valley Sewer Authority Minutes.
Received and filed.
Borough Planning Board Minutes.
Received and filed. All right, moving along, ordinances. We have for introducing an ordinance this evening. Ms. Ariana, please read ordinance 14-13 by title only.
This ordinance repeals the existing chapter 126 of the Code of the Borough of Borough pertaining to parks, facilities, playgrounds, and recreation, and replaces it with a new chapter 126 pertaining to parks, facilities, playgrounds, and recreation. The ordinance governs the use of parks, facilities, and playgrounds, and establishes a permit, procedure, and fees for parks, facilities, and playgrounds, sets forth requirements for criminal history background checks and for volunteers and public employees, and establishes a procedure for the setting of fees for recreation programs and activities.
May I have a motion to introduce ordinance 14-13?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to introduce ordinance 14-13.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please, Ms. Ariana.
Council President Tarantino?
Aye.
Councilman Martin?
Aye.
Councilman Matthew?
Aye.
Councilman Niersted?
Yes.
Councilman Petrozelli?
Aye.
And Councilman Tedisco?
Aye.
The next ordinance, Ms. Ariana, please read ordinance 14-14 by title only.
Yes, Mayor, an ordinance to amend Article 6 smoking in Chapter 99, health and sanitation, of the code of the Borough of Garwood to prohibit smoking at public parks and playgrounds.
May I have a motion to introduce ordinance 14-14?
Mayor, I make a motion to introduce ordinance 14-14.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please, Ms. Ariano.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Councilman Morton.
Aye.
Councilman Matthews.
Aye.
Councilman Mearsheimer.
Yes.
Councilman Kelly.
Aye.
And Councilman Tedesco. Aye.
We'll move along. To ordinance 14-15, may I, Ms. Ariano, will you please read ordinance 14-15 by title only?
Yes, Mayor, an ordinance fixing the salary for Christina and Ariema Borough Administrator Municipal Clerk as per the settlement authorization in the matter of Ariema versus the Borough of Garwood and as directed in Resolution 14279 adopted October 28, 2014.
May I have a motion to introduce ordinance 14-15, please?
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance 14-15, Mayor.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please, Ms. Ariano.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Councilman Morton.
Aye.
Councilman Matthews.
Abstain.
Councilman Mearsheimer.
Yes.
Councilman Kelly.
Aye.
And Councilman Tedesco.
Aye.
Okay, committee reports. Councilman Martin, Chair of Police Committee.
Negotiations continue on the police contract. That's the only real update I have.
Okay, you have heard the report of police. Do I have a motion to accept?
Do you receive and spread across the minutes?
Any comments?
Councilman, any idea how far along are we? How much is left? When do you think we'll have this, an agreement reached?
Negotiations continue.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome, sir.
Okay.
Who seconded that? I'm sorry.
No one did.
No, second. Committee, there you go. No, there was a second.
I don't think it was a motion or a second.
I
You
made
just
a
asked if there were any questions.
Does she make a motion? Sarah made a motion.
Second.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I want to have comments on my back wall. We've had comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Public Health, Councilwoman Tedesco.
Thank you, Mayor. I attended a meeting on November 6th here at Borough Hall about Ebola. Present at the meeting were the Borough Administrator, Police Chief, Fire Chief, Health Officer, and 2 representatives of the First Aid Squad. The health officer explained that any traveler coming from West Africa is screened when they arrive at Newark and JFK airports. Most are coming through JFK. And there is a database that tracks people who are considered to be at risk. The levels of at risk include high if someone was in contact with someone known or suspected to have Ebola. Medium would be healthcare workers, and a no but not zero category is for anyone traveling from West Africa. Presently, no one in Garwood is in the database for being at risk in any way. If someone lived in Garwood and was considered at risk, then the police would be notified and a flag would be marked on their address for the dispatcher's knowledge. The fire chief explained that Union County has a policy and the training to send in an ambulance and hazmat if there were an emergency call from a house with someone in that database. And that's all for my report.
Thank you very much. You have heard the report of Public Health. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Streets, roads, and ecology, Councilman Mearsheimer.
Thank you, Mayor. As the resident mentioned earlier, leaf collections are ongoing. This is the last week for scheduled pickup, but as has gone on in the past, they will continue, the DPW will indeed continue to pick up as needed. You can call the DPW if you wish, or simply as they notice the bags, they will pick them up. Fred advised me that a few residents did need to be reminded that loose leaf collections were no longer an option, and the warning notices were left at those locations, and the police department was notified. I didn't see your name on it, Joe, so I think you're okay in that regard. I hate to use this four-letter word, but all snow equipment is up and running and ready to go. The department was given refresher training on the new dump truck. So, we'll see it this year for the first time. Go out, hopefully it will make a difference. I fully intend to remind DPW not to pack the corners as they have in the past year. So hopefully we won't have the problems with the snow at the corners that we did last year. Let's see. Christmas decorations, I don't know if anyone has noticed, I've seen them up in other towns. I don't really like them going up right now. That they will be putting them up during the week of Thanksgiving and the week after. They actually have purchased a generator for the bucket truck, and so the bucket truck will be fully capable of installing the Christmas decorations. I should say holiday decorations. For those who have noticed, there are still trees out there that have X's on them. Capri is still working on tree removals. It will be, the pruning is done, the trees themselves that are left will be removed. And if you notice sidewalks with chalk, Fred has 2 quotes on those. He is still of the opinion that he's waiting for one more quote, and that work should be done in December. And that's it for my report.
Thank you. Oh, one question.
Sure.
On Walnut, Caffrey took down 2 trees. They were diseased, not excessively large. They were back, and I noticed it end of last week, and they took the stump out for one, but not the other that's like 5 feet away. Any particular reason? Are they doing stumps, or are they just?
They are supposed to do stumps. I certainly don't know why they did one not 5 feet away. I know they were doing one in front of Scott and Jill Law's house. Is that the ones on Walnut you're talking about?
I'm trying to think who I have living there right
Across the street from the library?
now.
No.
Down by
further
me, down by me,
you?
yeah, by the rescue squad.
I can ask. I know they're not done, so.
Yeah, but it just seemed odd that they would do one and
Sure.
then not just like mosey on down.
Might have been 4:30.
And they're both, no, it was first in the morning,
I don't know.
both on the same side of the street, and I was like,
Okay.
Then I thought maybe my neighbor had called them himself to come and take the,
Okay. We'll find out.
Okay. You have heard the report of street roads and ecology. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes.
Do I have a second? Second. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Fire, Councilman Matthew.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of September, there were a total of 15 incidents, including 3 mutual aid calls for a total of 168 hours. And for the month of October, there were a total of 22 incidents, including 2 mutual aid calls for a total of 214 hours. That's all from our report.
Thank you. You have heard the report of fire. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes.
Do I have a second? Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Finance, Councilwoman Tibisco.
Right, thank you, Mayor. This is not one of my shortest reports. I'll just put it out there. All right, so the Finance Committee had a meeting last week on November 13th to discuss the year in review, in addition to some other items I will share tonight. First, we compared the third quarter of this year to last year's. As of September 31st, 77% of the borough's budget was used up, which is consistent with last year where at that time 76% of the budget was used. We also looked into delinquent taxes. As of 9/31 of this year, we have 60 delinquencies for a total of $210,423, which is down slightly from this time last year when we had 62 delinquencies for a total of $292,423. This will all be collected as it is each year in the following spring in the tax sale. Also, we recently rolled our bond anticipation notes, which is basically our short-term financing tool, which includes this year's borrowing of $75,000 for the road project. This year's road project will mostly be paid for by state grants. And so Investors Bank bought our notes at the low interest rate of just 0.75%. In our packets last Friday, in following up on a discussion we had at our finance meeting, the Borough Administrator drew up a memo to all of us about our present code, which allows employees to get a stipend if they opt out of our health benefits plan and go on to spouses who is not in the state health benefits plan, like we are here in Garwood. Based on this year's best practices inventory, the state no longer sees the necessity of offering the stipend since employees now contribute towards their health care. Therefore, on behalf of the Finance Committee, I recommend we direct the attorney tonight to prepare an ordinance to be introduced at our next meeting on December 9th to abolish this policy under Chapter 30, Article 2, Section 14C, stipend on waiver of group medical insurance coverage. It would then come up for a vote for adoption on December 23rd, and I am recommending this to be effective 1/1/2015. Also, at our finance meeting, we discussed the need for a new software contract based on a letter we received from our current provider, First Bite, which explains his unfortunate health situation and the uncertainty of where that business will be in the future. So we contacted multiple software companies for quotes. 2 responded to us. However, the services outlined in the quotes are not exactly like comparing apples to apples. There is only a small difference in price between the 2. The one we're looking to go with, Edmunds responded with a price of I have the exact number here, $19,667.50 for the first year, with maintenance fees of $6,713 per year. Edmunds is a major company that is up on current standards and will prepare our tax, accounting, and ledger documents. After the initial learning curve, of course, this will free up a lot of the time of our CFO. Edmunds provides for much more training than the other company did. Also, the major change, and as I see it, a benefit, which the other company did not offer, is going to be that Edmunds will enable taxpayers to pay with their credit or debit card online if they prefer that method rather than coming down to Borough Hall with a check. Many municipalities already allow their taxpayers to pay using a card. Some residents will prefer this method as a way of accumulating reward points probably with their credit card companies. Edmunds will handle this transaction by charging taxpayers who would like to use this service a convenience fee, and the municipality will not collect less money because of this. Therefore, I would like to recommend on behalf of the Finance Committee that we vote on a capital purchase ordinance for $21,500 in order to pay the $20,000 roughly startup cost and the advertising costs along with that ordinance. And that would need to be voted on first for introduction at our next meeting, and then it would be up for adoption at the December 23rd meeting. And that's all for my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. You have further report of finance. Do I have a motion to accept?
Did you see the spread across the minutes and what's the recommendation?
There be it already.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, and, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any comments?
Yes, Councilwoman, why is that a capital purchase?
It would be coming out of basically our capital account, but it has to be done by ordinance.
No, I understand that, but what is it we're actually purchasing? What's the capital purchase?
It's for the software,
It's for the software itself.
to set it up. Am I explaining that right? To set that up, because we're going with someone.
Okay, I was wondering what the capital item was, okay. Who is the other firm?
I have their
MIS,
MSI?
MSI, Municipal Software
Incorporated, yes.
And you indicated what Edmunds' costs were, but you didn't say what their proposal was.
Sorry, Mayor, I have it on my phone now.
All right. In this case, we'll give you,
Oh, you have it?
16.5.
16.5.
All right, well, which is less than Edmunds, so
Right.
you gotta explain more than that.
Oh, yes. Well, like I said, the major difference is, for example, in the training that's provided, MSI was basically 2 days total, and Edmunds was 46 hours, I think.
I mean, it's not only
And
training, it's
so-
completely different, they're completely different software.
What was their annual maintenance?
They didn't give us that.
Oh, they didn't give you that?
No, they didn't give it.
That could be a surprise.
Plus, if we go with that company, we have
Right.
to buy a new server because our server doesn't support their software.
Okay, I mean, I don't wanna say I'm very familiar with Edmunds, I'm not. I do use Edmunds Driver, and I know they are a very good firm, and we'd probably be good to get in with them, because they're constantly, I know because the driver's crazy, they're constantly improving, updating.
Right, and yes, that's what our CFO said as well, and when they investigated it a little bit more. And with First Bite going out, potentially, other municipalities may be looking up to get with Edmunds or a similar company, so probably better for us to be ahead, if at all possible, pricing
Thank you.
wise. You're welcome.
Any other comments?
Yes, can we just go back to the waiver of stipend comment that you were talking about? So, did you explain, maybe I missed it, did you explain how many, what would we be saving by doing that? Was anybody actually taking that previously, the stipend?
For a long time, no one was. Right now, there is one person on that.
Two.
Two?
It says where everything that you're asking is in the memo, it's two people that,
Two?
that.
I
One
remember
of
two
them,
people
one of
asking.
them, one of them can get the stipend, one of them can't, but there are two people.
That are currently taking, that's what I'm trying to find out, two of them are taking the stipend?
Well, two have waived it, one's
So
taken
you're
the
asking how
stipend.
much do you save? You save the premium on those two employees. Just because they're waiving the benefit. The stipend is paid 25%. It's 25% of the premium, of the amount that you save from the premium. So you take the premium, you deduct what the employee pays, and 25% of that is all you can pay the employee in the stipend. That's Trenton's, how they did,
formula.
chapter 78, that's how they put that in there, that's the way you pay it. I'm sorry, this predates chapter 78. But we never had it, we only had one person a long time ago, now we have, it was first done to give people incentive to waive health care, but people don't need incentive anymore, because the incentive comes from, you know, if you have a spouse that has health care that's cheaper, that's your incentive. So that's what we have happening here.
And the state, based on best practices, is saying, since they already have that incentive, you really, as a municipality, shouldn't be offering this extra incentive because it's just costing your taxpayers more money when it's not really necessary anymore.
Right, okay.
So,
Because of the economic choice on which is cheaper.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and we do better, obviously, answering the questions on best practices. Yes, we do that practice. Right now, it was marked NA,
Right.
because at the time that was filled out, we didn't have anyone on it. But basically, now that we do, we would be saying, no, we're essentially not taking up that practice to save money, so.
Okay.
I had one comment, or maybe even a question on the credit card. I just want to be awfully sure that whatever we do in terms of taking the credit cards, that we're not, you know, placing an onerous fee on our taxpayers to pay by credit card. Because you have, actually, there's two, now I know that what we're saying is that, you know, the taxpayers will pay some kind of a fee. We're not gonna get a bite taken out of us because they're using a credit card.
Right.
Typically, there's two fees involved in this. There's a merchant services fee for processing the credit card, and then there's a credit card itself who takes a piece of that. So, you know, if they're paying quarterly taxes or whatever, it could be a fairly substantial fee. Are we sure that whatever the taxpayer is going to be paying is a fairly low amount, or do we really know what that looks like?
Well, you know, here's the thing too, the taxpayers can always choose whether they want to pay with a credit card and pay the $2, $3, $5, whatever it may be.
Sure.
Or if they'd rather continue to pay by check as they're doing now and not pay the fee.
Sure.
So, of course, it's always their choice. Tina, do we have the exact fee? I mean, Edmunds obviously sets the fee because they're the ones then collecting the money, having to give the credit card
Yeah.
company their piece, and then give the municipality the full amount that we expect to
And
collect.
hopefully it's not a pass-through. I mean, hopefully somehow they're observing some amount of their fee. Otherwise, I mean, I know they have a choice. I know taxpayers
Right.
have a choice. They don't have to pay by credit card. It's just a curiosity of mine,
Right.
just to make sure they're not going to get really hit.
Well, I mean, I can pass a comment. I mean, I actually had a couple residents around me who were asking about that. And, you know, it's just these people, but they were happy with the $50 fee because they like the points, they want the miles. So, you know, it's an option, but, you know, I do remember calling Tina and asking her about this. So I'm actually happy that this is happening because,
Sure.
you know, it'll give people that option, and, you know, people who do a lot of traveling and they want to get the miles and their taxes are $2,000 a quarter, then they can put it on there.
That's a lot of money.
Right.
You know, but it's an option.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, there be no other comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Buildings and grounds, Councilman Petrozelli.
No report, Mayor.
laws and licenses, Council President Tarantino.
No report, Mayor.
Recreation Commission, Councilman Petrozelli.
Thank you, Mayor. Saturday, December 6th is family skate night at Warnaco Park from 6 to 8 p.m. That's all for my report.
You've heard the report of recreation, do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes.
A second?
Second.
Any comments?
Oh, I do have one comment on this. I just wanted to say, I don't know whose decision it was between celebrations and rec, but I know that that was a complaint.
Celebrations.
It was? Okay, so maybe I should say that after Mike mentioned celebrations, but Liz, I know you're on there, so you can pass along the message that it's, it is great that finally, after all those years of criticisms that skate night and the tree lighting were the same day, now they're not. So, very good. Sometimes it's hard to break away from doing things,
Yeah.
certain days, so, good stuff.
Okay, any other comments? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Committee on Aging, Council President Tarantino.
No report, Mayor.
Library, I really don't have much of a report other than to remind everyone that in anticipation of Thanksgiving holiday, the library will close early on Wednesday, the 26th at 4:30, and will remain closed both Thursday, the 27th, and Friday, the 28th for Thanksgiving. They will open again for regular business on Saturday, the 29th, with their regular Saturday hours of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. School Board Liaison, Councilwoman Fidisco.
No report, Mayor, their meeting's right now.
Celebration of public events and holidays liaison.
The tree lighting, the annual tree lighting will be held this Saturday night, next Saturday night, 29th. All are invited to attend.
What time is that?
7?
5.
5
Pick a time. 5?
Can we
Five.
compromise 6?
5 o'clock.
Show up at 7 one night.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember that?
They will tell me yes.
5 o'clock. Okay, the report of celebration of public events and holidays liaison. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Union County Air Traffic Noise Advisory Board Representative, Councilman Matthews.
No report, Mayor.
Athletic Field Complex Project Committee Representative, Councilman Petrozelli.
Thank you, Mayor. The monthly construction meeting was held November 12th at Borough Hall. In attendance were the Borough Administrator, DPW Superintendent, Borough Engineer, and professionals for the project. Discussion took place on signage for the building, the dedication plaque, also mulch for the sand capping area. Railings are about 90% complete. Plumbing work is 95% completed. All kitchen equipment is installed. Plants and shrubs that needed to be replaced around the property have been. And all final inspections are set for November 25th, 2014. That's all for my report.
You have heard the report of the Athletic Field Complex Project Committee Representative. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments?
Thank you, Lou.
So
Thank this guy for being
Well,
everything's
It was
looking
already
good. I
fine.
mean,
Yeah.
90%, 95%?
They're starting to take the plastic off the windows, starting to clean up, it's really shaking up.
and Lou, I don't think you mentioned they did the basketball court over and the drainage is now complete for the
Yeah,
field.
basketball court is 100%, it's, repainted and everything's, they're just doing some final touches to the outside as far as the walking paths and stuff.
And the drainage?
Yeah, drainage is
It's all
all
done, everything's done.
And Mary, just remind me, just to add to Lou's report, Lou had asked me to check into providing, if we were able to provide additional screening for the the house next door on Spruce? Myrtle. Myrtle. And I did check it out. We do have the room, so we certainly can provide additional evergreen screening. I'll work with the clerk in terms of the trees that we're getting, and that should help me there. All right, great.
Just one question, what about the lighting issue with the,
Well, Musco has not come out, or they haven't notified when they're gonna do their nighttime lighting assessment yet. But as far as public service, I know that we still have that call to them, and we asked for lights to be redirected as well as a shield to put on. So we're just waiting for them to get there and do it.
I don't write it down, it's
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't write it down.
Yes. Since it is
Yeah,
going
we
to
all-
carry on.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
All right, no other comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Officers' reports, Ms. Ariano, please read the officers' report.
Police Chief Bruce Underhill monthly report of October 2014, municipal tax collector Aggie Craigwell monthly report with October 2014, zoning officer Lindsay Stefano monthly report for October 2014, municipal court administrator Martha Marino monthly report for September 2014, municipal court administrator Martha Marino monthly report for October 2014.
May I have a motion to accept the officers' reports as presented?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
A second?
Second. We're awake tonight.
Public comment portion of our regular meeting. If there's anyone that wishes to address mayor and council, please step to the microphone, sign in, state your full name and address, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, moving
Oh,
right
my
along.
goodness, you've got consent agenda. Okay, do we have any, okay, there are 2 resolutions, is that correct? That were made? Which ones are,
Oh, no, they're not on.
No, they're on.
Oh, they're not.
We could move forward.
okay. All right, are there any resolutions anyone wants to leave from the consent agenda?
No, Mayor?
No, may I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda as is?
I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda as is, Mayor.
Second?
Second.
Roll call please, Ms. Ariano.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Councilman Martin.
Aye.
Councilman Matthews.
Aye.
Councilman Mearsheimer.
Yes.
Councilman Rosarelli.
Aye.
And Councilman Fiscal.
Aye.
That's what I was asking, I was trying to figure out where they were on here.
No, they're only gonna do one.
Okay, we do have 2 resolutions this evening that are deleted from the consent agenda. Ms. Ariano, please read resolution 14-294.
Be resolved by the council of the Borough of Garwood, County of Union State of New Jersey, hereby set the date for reorganization meeting of the mayor and council for 2015 for Friday, January 2nd, 2015 at 6 o'clock p.m. in the council chambers of the municipal building 403 South Avenue, Garwood.
May I have a motion to adopt resolution number 14-294?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 14-294, Mayor.
May I have a second?
Second.
I'm just gonna ask, any discussion with regard to this?
Just look at the calendar, January 2nd is Friday night, huh?
Yeah.
You busy?
You'll be
Oh,
done.
Reorg doesn't take that day,
No, I've been through, many.
but it's not with a regular meeting.
No, I know. I just take Friday nights going.
You want one night off, you mean?
I
No
guess so.
other comments, roll call please, Ms. Ariano.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Councilman Martin.
Aye.
Councilman Matthews.
Aye.
Councilman Mearsheimer.
Yes.
Councilman Rosarelli.
You don't have to call.
And Councilman Fiscal.
Aye.
It's the one night I try not to have a meeting.
Anyway, make a date. The next one is resolution 14-295. Please read it back. Kind of.
Be it resolved by the Council of the Borough of Garwood County, Union State of New Jersey, hereby authorize the Borough Administrator Clerk to sign a contract with PSE&G providing services to change 36 luminaire decorative street lighting from 175-watt Hagerstown to 85-watt LED Franklin Park fixtures located in various locations in the borough. Be it further resolved that the above is no cost to the borough and will save $1,913.76 annually.
May I have a motion to adopt resolution number 14-295?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 14-295, Mayor.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any questions, comments, discussion? There being none, roll call please, Ms. Ariella.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Council Moore. Council Matthews.
Aye.
Council Nieto.
Yes.
Council Pezzagelli.
Aye.
And Council Fiscal.
Aye.
Do we have any new business?
No, Mayor.
Okay. I do want to mention something under new business. Got a very nice letter from a couple from Bemidji, Pennsylvania. I'm not going to read the whole thing. However, a situation occurred on Sunday, September 28th, and this gentleman and his wife were visiting some family here, and unfortunately his wife left her cell phone at the checkout counter in the ShopRite, and they returned to the store to try and locate the phone, but couldn't find it, and eventually went to the Garwood police and spoke with Sergeant Morelli and Officer Erickson. The two officers treated them with amazing amount of respect and understanding. They were patient and listened to their account of what happened. They reviewed the facts and background information that the gentleman was able to provide from the moment that they arrived. He comments that these men were professional and courteous. He goes on to say that tracking down and receiving and retrieving a cell phone does not seem to be such a big matter when you compare it to the other things that go on within the borough. Excuse me, Councilman Matthew? Did you pay attention a little bit?
So I'm paying attention, you're reading this about the couple and their cell phone.
Yeah, I am,
So,
but I did ask
I got it
her.
all.
At the beginning of the meeting, Councilman Matthew, we always say, please turn off your cell phones. I don't understand why you feel excluded from that.
Councilman Martin, it's off now. I'll leave it at that. Okay. They understand that a cell phone does not seem to be such a big matter when you compare it to all other urgent matters and life and safety issues that the police do deal with. But she did have a lot of personal information on her cell phone, and the loss could have caused a great impact on her life. And if you're noticing all the things that have been on the news lately about when you buy a new cell phone, don't just throw the old one out. You should actually just keep it, because even if it's recycled, I know there are games and stuff on one of mine that I didn't put there that showed up and it's supposed to be your phone, but be that as it may. So you never know what's going to be left behind. The reason I'm reading this is because the gentleman and his wife were very grateful for the quick response and assistance from Sergeant Morelli and Officer Erickson, and that they were amazed that within a very short time the telephone was back in their possession, and they really did appreciate the hard work and dedication to protecting the public that our police force provides. Without their knowledge, skills, and expertise, our property would never have been returned. And he wants to thank Sergeant Morelli and Officer Erickson very much. And he goes on to comment that Chief Underhill, his leadership is reflected by the professionalism of our department, and he would like to commend him and the department on their service to the community. This was quite a lengthy letter, and I get many letters from residents and from people out of town saying our police department is wonderful, we have the best streets in town, and I think I want to thank the council for being supportive of the various departments that we have, and also to remind us all that our police department is very often the first line of communication that anybody has within the municipality, and we should be very proud. And I'm really flattered that somebody from Pennsylvania who simply lost a cell phone you know, is willing to sit down, take the time, and write a very professional letter, commenting.
He's too shy to come in.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Did they get the cell phone back there?
Yeah, sounds like they got it.
Yeah, they got it back. I was in no.
An old-fashioned police work, we track it down. They had their cell phone back.
That's great.
Payment of claims. Roll call.
Yeah, you have to go to.
That, we didn't do that yet. She has, she threw me off, she's got that thing closed up.
Give it a claims to.
Ms. Mariano, please read the payment of claims resolution.
Be resolved, the following claims as approved be and the same are hereby ordered paid when properly signed and verified, and the payment of payrolls as listed is hereby confirmed and ratified.
May I have a motion to adopt the payment of claims?
Make a motion to adopt payment of claims, Mayor.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please, Ms. Mariano.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Councilman Martin.
Aye.
Councilman Matthews.
Aye.
Councilman Niersted.
Yes.
Councilman Petrozelli.
Aye.
And Councilman Felicia.
Aye.
I don't need to read this.
Nope.
The regular meeting of the mayor and council will be held on Tuesday, December 9th in council chambers at 7:15 p.m. Workshop session to start at 7. There will be a public hearing in council chambers on ordinance number 14-13, 14-14, and 14-15 on Tuesday, December 9th at 7:15 p.m. or soon thereafter. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, and may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Second.
Thank you.
Record.
Yeah, that's fine.